Hey everybody, I'm the Ranting Monkey, and today we're going to talk about equality and boobs.
And that had absolutely nothing to do with sports. And they said, look, you can't have this opinion. It's too conservative. We're not going to allow it. I think that's a bad move. I'm a First Amendment absolutist. I believe in only two things completely, the First Amendment and boobs.
Wait, what was that?
I believe in only two things completely, the First Amendment and boobs.
If you haven't seen this yet and are guessing that's not going to go well, you're right. The crazy blonde chick in the middle is about to lose her fucking mind because he made a joke about boobs.
And so once they made the decision that they were not going to allow a conservative, non-sports related commentary, they couldn't do it. Hold on.
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show.
After we watch some very selective outrage and laugh at this crazy bitch, we will come back to this part because this is what I really want to talk about. So keep it in mind. As a woman anchoring this show,
I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show. Did you say, what did you just say? You believe in the First Amendment and BWBS?
I just love the black guy's face here. Oh shit, sorry, can't point out he's black. I love the face of the guy who looks like he borrowed his dad's suit for the 9th grade dance. He just looks so horrified at the thought of boobs. And he goes on to tell us how horrified he is by it, too. Okay.
Keith, what do you think?
Listen, I'm astonished at almost everything I just heard. One of the things that, and Jamel's a personal friend, not just a colleague, but a personal friend. One of the things that Jamel's had to deal with her entire career, and many women who I'm friends with in this business and have been friends with in this business for a long time, is sexism, blatant sexism, comments about her appearance, comments about her racially, comments about her inability or perceived inability to be able to comment on sports because of her gender. So for somebody to come on CNN and to say something like the only thing I believe in a discussion I'm
still there too, and I just want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. B-O-O-Z-E or B-O-O-B-S? Because as a woman, I'm
as in boobs. I believe completely in the First Amendment and in boobs. Those are the only two things I believe 100% in this country.
I gotta be honest with you. I don't know why anybody would go on CNN and talk about boobs either. I don't know why anybody would go on CNN. Maybe your reputation is just too good and you want to lower expectations? But seriously, come on, bringing up boobs? This is a woman who wants to be respected as a journalist, not known for her titties. I mean, granted, he didn't even talk about her titties. He made a joke about boobs in general, but this is a woman who obviously wants to be respected for her mind. I want to be very clear here. I do not have a problem with a woman using her titties to get attention. In fact, I encourage it, and not just because I like to look at them. If you have some asset that helps you get ahead in the world, you should exploit it. Whether it's a vast network of friends, or it's beautiful eyes, a curvy ass, and some good old-fashioned corn-fed titties, if you've got it, there's nothing wrong with using it. My outrage here is just mimicking the outrage she should be having. This is a woman so triggered by the word boobs, she actually wrote a lengthy article about it. But she has no problem showing them off to the camera, does she? You think any of her male counterparts have shown that far down on their chest on camera? But don't say the word boobies. Just look at them.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show.
The following comes from the opinion piece she wrote about this matter on CNN. Boobs. Yep, he said it. It was Friday afternoon and I was live on TV in the second hour of my show on CNN. I had just introduced two guests, former ESPN senior editor Keith Reed and Fox Sports Radio Clay Travis, who had agreed to come on to discuss the White House call for ESPN to dismiss anchor Jemele Hill after she called the president a white supremacist on Twitter. These were two men with opposing opinions. I was ready for them to present their opinions and maybe even argue. I wasn't prepared for what came next from Clay Travis, a guest we should have never booked in the first place. I believe in the First Amendment and boobs. Side note, I've been a journalist for 17 years, the past 7 spent at CNN hosting a live show. I've seen and heard some things. But when I heard boobs from a grown man on national television in 2017, my initial thought bubble was, did I hear that correctly? There's no way he came on my show and said what I think he said. Did he? And I let it hang. My executive producer, Eric, who has worked with me for years, knows me, read my face, and quickly got in my ear in the control room and asked, did he say booze? My producers behind the scenes were all scrambling, trying to figure out the same thing. What did he just say? I just couldn't let this go. So I jumped back in and spelled it out like a 4th grade boy. B-O-O-B-S? Yes, boobs, he eventually confirmed. Boobs. Almost proud. Smirking. I quickly felt myself turning red, getting irritated and angry. My mind was racing. My face, I could tell, was incredulous. In the thick of it all, I could see my other guest, Keith Reed, was equally aghast. The newsroom around me fell silent. I was staring into the camera trying to make sense of what was unfolding on live television. I even caught my cameraman Jay's eyes in disbelief. I thought again, it is 2017. And this grown man is on my show talking with me, a female host, about boobs. Is this seriously happening? And then I did something I've done only a handful of times in my career. I told the control room to kill his mic and said bye. I invite a variety of people on my show with wide-ranging opinions. Sometimes even my jaw hits the floor too, but I let them speak. Whether it's left, right, or center, I want to expose my viewers to other perspectives. Agree with them or not, the nation needs to listen. But this was different. I remember getting to commercial break, turning around and hearing applause. I host my show from the middle of the 5th floor newsroom, and my CNN colleagues, male and female, were applauding me. Then I heard my phone. Twitter, text messages, buzz. From Pat Benatar, oh my God, nice job cutting him off, asshole. From friends and others, good grief, it's effing 2017. I love you, Riddick. And then Twitter. The thing is, this is not okay. Speaking to a woman like this is unacceptable. It's 2017. Why is this even happening? Okay, I can't keep it up. She's actually this upset about it. She makes it sound like he came out and talked about killing babies. He said the word boobs. You know, those things you like to show off to your audience from time to get that view. But again, we're just supposed to look. We're not supposed to talk about them. And let's be honest, he wasn't talking with you about boobs. He made a joke that he believes in 2 things, the First Amendment and boobs. He didn't say, you have really nice titties. But he didn't talk about your boobs. He made a fucking comment about boobs, for fuck's sake. What the fuck are you so upset about? Of all the things you've seen on the news, of all the shit you've covered on the news, this is the one that makes you stop somebody from talking? A joke. Good job.
Hold on. I just want to make sure I heard you correctly as a woman anchoring the show.
I keep replaying this part because it's the part that really irritates me. I need feminists to make up their fucking minds. Are you for equality or not? From the outset, she paints herself as somehow special. I can't believe you talk to a woman that way. Well, would he talk to a man that way? Probably. There's even a part where he says he mentions this all the time. And you're the first person to fucking freak out about it. This goes back to something I've mentioned many times. Women don't want to be equal with men. They want men to be equal with women. That's why you got this ballless motherfucker sitting next to her, standing up for the oppressed women because the guy said boobs, for fuck's sake. Boobs. That's what he said. Boobs. And it wasn't directed at her, and it wasn't directed in any derogatory way. But the ballless wonder comes running to the rescue. Now, 10 years ago, I would have said any man would laugh at this joke. Today, that's not true, because women have beaten the balls right off of men. We're not allowed to laugh at anything, especially if it in any way involves a woman. But there's a whole lot of guys on TV nowadays who would have acted just like this empty-sacked motherfucker, because women need to be protected from men and their talk of boobs. This has been happening more and more, and it's getting worse and worse as women enter what used to be male-dominated fields. If you really want to see the genesis of it, you have to go back to Anita Hill. With Anita Hill, we suddenly had this idea that you're not allowed to ever make a sexual joke in the workplace. But men make jokes like that to each other all the time. Women suddenly enter this space, and the men have to change. The women don't come in and are suddenly equal. They come in and men have to be made into those women. They have to act how those women want them to act. That's not equality. That's not being equal with men. That's making men bitches. And if you want to see how that turns out in the long run, look to the left. You ladies need to make up your mind. Do you want to be equal, or are you delicate little flowers who have to be protected from words like boobs? Because the outrage over this is fucking ridiculous. That article was fucking stupid. Presumably she's covered war, she's covered rape, and child murder. But no, the one that gets her, the one that hits her so hard, is boobs. Fucking boobs. All right, guys, that is going to wrap up this one. If you enjoyed it, please like and share. If you're not subscribed, consider doing that too. Thank you so much for watching. I'm the Ranting Monkey, and I'll see you next time.
Keith, what do you think?
Listen, I'm astonished at almost everything I just heard.
Your life makes me sad.